What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on Keeping It Real with Credit live session. Live every Wednesday. I know today is Friday, but you know the deal. So today is Friday, and so it's a new day. And I want to take the opportunity now to go ahead and touch base with you on your credit questions. With that being said, I'm your host, Ray, and this is Keeping It Real with Credit. And on this channel, we talk anything and everything regarding credit, personal finance, tips and tricks on real estate, and anything and everything else. So please, with that being said, without further ado, please ask your questions. I'm here to ask them. Let me see. That's pretty much it. So with that being said, guys, as you guys are logging in, putting in your questions now, first things first, I want to go ahead and encourage you guys to take advantage of what we usually push here all the time, which is the free credit evaluation. The free credit evaluation is going to give you an opportunity to go ahead and talk to one of our credit analysts here at the office. And they're going to go ahead and take the time with you to go ahead and look through your credit report and find opportunities within your credit report to see how we can go ahead and increase your credit score. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. All right. Back, guys. All right, so they're gonna look at your credit report and they're gonna find out exactly what some opportunities that we could take advantage of to increase your credit score, to put you in a better position so that banks can approve you, right? Whether you're buying a home, a car, whatever the case may be. So with that being said, if you want during the call, you guys can call our 1-800 number, 1-888-424-0058. Option number 1, you guys can call now, and the credit analysts are actually standing by right now, waiting for your calls to go ahead and take advantage of that free credit evaluation. Once again, that's 1-888-424-0058. And I'll post this every once in a while for that. And I kind of wanted to go ahead and touch base with you to show you guys some results that we've been getting from our clients, right? So every Wednesday, we're going to show a new set of results because we have a lot of clients coming in, getting great results. And this is something that we want to share with you because the same situation that these clients were in, this gives you an idea of what you can go ahead and expect for us. Okay. So, first one. So our client number 1 has a start date of October 18th, right? And recently, after just one round, 30 days, and keep in mind that every time we send a dispute here on your behalf, what we do is we send that off to the credit bureaus, and the credit bureaus goes ahead and reviews it based on the disputes that we're going to go ahead and challenge or ask for, and they give it back to us, or they send it back to you in mail. Now, in the meantime, in 1 month, we was able to get update to positive 13 accounts updated to positive. So what does that mean? This is an individual that had 13 late payments registered on their credit report, and we was able to convert that into a positive payment. 35% of your credit score is actually payment history. So this was very crucial and beneficial to their credit. As you can see, all 3 credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, went up by 32 points. Equifax went up by 86 points, and TransUnion went up by 26 points. And it shows some details. Guys, as clients of our program, anytime something changes, our processors go ahead and sends you a copy of the changes and what exactly has changed, so that you're in track as to exactly what went on and how it exactly happened. And we keep you up to date as much as possible because our processors communicate with you every 15 to 30 days to make sure that you don't have any questions, and also to keep you posted as to and remind you that you will be getting correspondences, right? The results back from the credit bureaus. So with that being said, guys, let's move on to the next set of results. This individual started on September 11th, and this is after 2 rounds, meaning after 2 months on here. And after 2 rounds, we was able to get 4 accounts deleted, right? And these accounts actually range from Central Illinois Radiological Center. I'm sorry. This is a medical bill. And the interesting thing about medical bills is that I always like to say is that we like to have a lot of fun with those, right? Because there's a lot of gray area when it comes to medical bills. See, when you send a dispute letter out when you dispute something and you send a dispute letter out to either the creditor, in this case, the hospital, or their billing department, or the credit bureaus, what you're asking is, prove to me that I owe you this debt, right? It's either prove it or remove it, right? That's basically the term. I want to see the original contract. I want to see the name, the signature. I want to see a list or a description of product or services that you claim that I rendered from you. And if in 30 days you cannot provide that to me, then it states that then the Fair Credit Reporting Act states that it must be removed and or corrected. In this case, we was able to remove these medical bills from their credit report. Now, the beautiful thing is that medical bills, a medical or anything medical, is protected under the HIPAA Act, right? The HIPAA laws prevent anybody having access to your medical records. So sending a description of product or services of what you rendered per se may violate HIPAA laws. So they're going to be limited to what they can actually prove or provide here for you. So with that being said, we was able to remove these medical bills, right, per se. So just so you could get an Experian increased by 8 points out of 715, another 8 points on Equifax, and another 70 points on TransUnion. And this I actually all equaled out to 715. All right, so that's something to keep in mind as well. And again, guys, to take advantage of the free credit evaluation, feel free to go ahead and call us at 1-888-424-0058. I already hear the phones ringing, so thanks guys for taking advantage of that. If you want to go ahead and find some time later on, in the link in the description below, you're going to go ahead and find the link that actually it's attached to my scheduler, and in there you'll be able to go ahead and schedule a time and date so that one of my guys or myself can go ahead and conduct that free evaluation for you and give you realistic expectations. You also take home what's called a credit analysis, right? And after you plug in your details for your credit monitoring, it's going to go ahead and create this analysis, which you're going to go ahead and take home for you. Whether you do business with us here or not, at least you have a better idea, a better description of what opportunities you may have available there for you. So with that being said, let's go down to some of the questions, guys. And again, I encourage you guys to go ahead, and ask some questions, because this is exactly what this is here for. All right. So Cactus Jane, hello. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. No Limit Lewis, yo, what's up? What would you do with 10 grand? What would you invest it in? Man, there's so many things that you can actually invest it in. We actually have a program here with Amazon that will go ahead and operate and open your own Amazon store, right? The interest pricing for that is a little bit higher. But obviously, if you want some more information from that, I'll be more than happy to put you in touch with Pedro and Ignacio, which is sitting right over there. I don't want to take too much of their shine away, but there's many things that you can do with that. Spencer Welch, debt collector, said they have a zero removal policy. No matter what, is that true? That is absolutely not true, right? Because again, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which is one of 9 acts, right, that are designed to protect us as consumers, state that if something's unverifiable, inaccurate, and incomplete, it must be corrected or removed. If they cannot provide valid documentation or proof, what's considered based on the FTC, on what the actual what you're actually asking for, in the dispute, then they're gonna have to remove it. So that no removal policy is a no-go. If after multiple attempts they're not able to provide proof and they're still reporting on your credit report, then that is obviously a violation of not only the Fair Credit Reporting Act and the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And those two things, you can talk to your local consumer attorney to see how you can go ahead and reap the benefits, right, of the acts that are actually designed and put there to go ahead and provide for us, protect us. All right. So now moving on, Camaro Fight, can you tell us what credit sweeps are, and are they legal? So credit sweeps, I've heard that terminology there before. I think if anything is more or less where they go ahead and wipe your whole credit report off. And let me tell you guys something about that. There's a lot of companies out there that are charging huge amounts for this, or these one-time fees or whatnot. And just be very mindful of that, right? When it comes to credit restoration, you don't want to take shortcuts, especially when it has to do with your personal information, right? The reason being is because a lot of these companies out there, what they'll do is they'll do online disputes, which again, you really lose a lot of the protection, right, from the Fair Credit Reporting Act. But what they also do is they do these fake police reports. and they claim identity theft, which will then wipe your whole account clean. And that's actually fraudulent, right? That's illegal. And if the credit bureaus or local authorities may find out, not only can you get in trouble, but actually, in the future, the credit bureaus may put some sort of a freeze or some sort of code on that. And it could limit, right, your social security or whatever the case may be, whatever it can limit you or hinder you from obtaining credit in the long run. So before even considering that, do your research, right? And actually look into what actually are some viable options. Credit restoration is a real process, right? Not only that you can do yourself, but you can hire experts or professionals like in this company to go ahead and do it for you, because this is what we do, eat and sleep all day, right? And we can do that for you on your behalf. You pay for the service, but you reap the benefits at the end, because the access, the amount of money you'll be able to have access to because you have better credit is going to be tremendous, right? The amount of money you're going to be saving because you're taking advantage of the best interest rates possible is going to be tremendous. So something to go ahead and keep in mind. Juan Alvarez, what's up, Ray? Sending good vibes. What's up, Juan? Thanks a lot, man, for tuning in and always showing your vibes. Just signed up my wife this morning. Yep, I heard about that. So thanks, Juan. We look forward to doing some great things with your wife's credit. So can't wait to show you the results here coming soon. Christine Jakai, what about cash advance debts? Cash advance debts, if you're referring to some of the calls that you may be getting regarding cash advances, I tell you right now, you could go ahead and ignore those. But cash advances, if you don't have to get it, don't get it, because the interest rate is ridiculous. And there shouldn't be no cash advance debts, because when you get cash advance, I've gotten cash advance way back in the days, is you ask for money and then you leave a predated check, right? And then obviously they get their money anyways. So something to keep in mind. But if you have more specific question regarding cash advance debts, feel free to leave that in the comments here. Once again, guys, feel free to call in at 1-888-424-0058, option number 1. Once again, that's 888-424-0058. Option number 1, or click in the link in the description below if you want to go ahead and speak to me or my team. If you click on the link in the description below, what you're going to go ahead and see is you're going to get text from me, from my number. So that way you have it as well. But other than that, you want somebody to get in touch of, that's it right here. All right. So moving on. Let me see. TSCC Woman Empowerment. How can I get an eviction off my credit history? You dispute it, right? But then again, we would love to have an opportunity to take a look at that, because it's really the devil's in the details, right? That's part of the evaluation, where we look at what accounts you have and the details on how they're reporting across all 3 credit bureaus, to go ahead and find and leverage one of the acts, right, that are protect us as consumers and get those accounts removed. We have removed many evictions before, and so give us a call or go ahead and schedule a link in the description. Hiram Biffendum, thank you so much for that. So shout out to you. Is the 768 a good Fair Isaac or FICO score? Propel Bank, Wells Fargo, MasterCard said they raised my spending limit because of a good payment history. That's a great. So 768, anything above 680 is a great credit score. Why? Because after 680, or actually after 700, is where you start taking advantage of the best interest rates possible. So anything over that. And the beautiful thing is that they raised your spending limit 30%. The second biggest factor that affects your credit score is availability of credit, right? Or how much credit you have available overall. And so that combination of those two things is going to raise your credit score here on soon once that reports over to your credit. So good on you. And that definitely is a great credit score, right? So keep up the good work. Diana D, leave your thumbs up, people. Oh, thanks. Thanks for the support. Karen Moore, oops. Are you aware of debt consolidation programs? I'm really interested in this program. So I've done debt consolidation before. To be honest with you, just do your research. I personally wouldn't do that if I fall into those circumstances again. The reason being is because the way that they work is that you're paying a monthly fee based on the I guess you could say a percentage of total owed that you have, and you're paying this amount and it's going to an account. And what they do is that they use that money in that account and they go ahead and negotiate on your behalf for lower debts, to lower your debt. Now, here's what happens with that. If you're not looking to use your credit here in the future, I would say go with that, because what they do, or at least what they advised me when I was in the program years back, was to purposely let these accounts go into default, right? Go into collections, because once they do, now you have more negotiating power, right? I don't like that, because, okay, you may have negotiating power. You may settle for less than full amount, right? Because that's how it's going to report in your credit report. But paying these accounts, even after they're on collection, will not remove these collections from your report. The only thing that will remove a collection from your report is actually negotiating a payment for delete, which is extremely rare to get, or disputing the account and finding some sort of error discrepancy that you can then leverage to get that account removed. Paying these accounts may lower your debt, but it's going to kill your credit score. And those accounts will remain for the next 7 years on your credit as paid. And so the algorithms that the banks of today are using to calculate your credit score are still factoring a paid collection, whether it's paid or not, as still negatively impacting your score. So keep in mind, guys, and I've always mentioned this before, we have to tailor our spending habits and the strategy based on the older FICO scoring models that we're using today. So don't go off of the credit monitoring systems that you have today or Credit Karma, because Credit Karma is a Vantage score. The new credit monitoring systems that you guys are having access to today are FICO scoring 8 models. The banks of today are not using FICO scoring 8 to calculate credit scores. They're using the older ones. So obviously keep that in mind, guys. All right. Again, guys, let me see here. Connie Fields, ex-husband's new wife's bills are showing up on my credit report. We do not have the same name or social security. That's a beautiful thing. I would highly encourage you to call right now, schedule a free evaluation, because obviously if you hire us, we can go ahead and dispute that. And it's going to be, obviously, when we dispute these items on your behalf, the name, the way that your name is reported on your credit report is crucial, right? If it doesn't match, then that has to get removed. So please, Connie, take advantage of the free credit evaluation so we can tell you exactly how we can solve this problem here for you. Vanessa Harris, what is the average cost for credit repair services? Does it depend on how much debt you owe? No, it depends on the amount of items you have on your credit report, right? So I cannot charge you the same for somebody that has 1 negative item versus somebody that has 50 negative items, right? The comparison is very different. So obviously part of the free credit evaluation is to also let you know pricing, that if you choose to hire us, this is how much it's going to cost and everything else. Now, what we do have here, we do have an enrollment fee, right? Which is called the setup. And there's the reason why there's a setup is because we give you access to an online portal. And that online portal is what we use to communicate with you on a consistent basis to keep you updated on what's going on with your credit. So you'll be able to log in there 24/7 and see exactly what we're doing here for you, because processing leaves all the notes on there. In addition to that, everything that we send out is by certified mail, red receipt. And so even though there's an extra cost as a business for us, so as you may know, $5.65 per letter per credit bureau that we send out. Imagine somebody that has 50 negative items, that kind of adds up, right? And then in addition to that, there is a monthly service fee. So as you continue on with the service, you're paying for a monthly service fee as we go ahead and fight on your behalf. But if in the first month everything gets removed, then you're done with the program and you're not going to get charged anymore. One of the differences between our credit restoration company and others is that we actually do dispute all items all at once on a month-to-month basis. And my processing team is extremely good at what they do because they tailor every letter depending on what's actually found, not only within your analysis, but within your credit report. So something to keep in mind. So I can't really tell you pricing right now because I don't have your credit report in front of me, right? So just keep in mind when it comes to that. So take advantage. The evaluation is absolutely free. You could click in the link in the description below or call us now at 1-888-424-0058. Once again, guys, that's 888-424-0058. and option number 1 to speak with one of our credit analysts. So looking forward to speaking to you guys. Here on Biffendom, what's up, man? Do you have any idea on how important it is that you've been teaching people how debts are sold to collection businesses, and that half of the time it isn't even legal in the first? So like your story about South Carolina. Thanks, man. And thanks for actually paying attention to that. It's something that's going on a daily basis. And so I'm just trying to go ahead and spread my knowledge, because unfortunately there's just not enough information out there. And a lot of people are spending money that possibly they don't have to be spending, or could be going to feeding their family or paying rent or their mortgages, all because there's some shady business that is going out there. So something to keep in mind. All I'm saying is to do your research. Make sure you take care of your debts, but don't get fooled, right? Just because somebody's coming across your phone asking for some money that you've never contracted with in the first place. So good on you, man. Israel Tyndall, thank you, Ray, for all your help. Looking forward to seeing great results. Israel, what's up, man? I know you're one of our clients, so thank you very much for that. All right, Gigi, is it common for an address you never lived at to show up on your credit report? Yes, that happens. That happens actually all the time. Maybe somebody that co-signed for you. Maybe you listed yourself as within an address. Maybe if you was living with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or you're not living there anymore, or you probably just needed an address. See, the beautiful thing about the Fair Credit Reporting Act is that it was actually put in place and designed to promote the fairness and the accuracy of what's actually being reported on your credit report, right? So we can dispute all day without any penalty to you. And one of the first things that you should dispute is actually looking at the spelling of your name and your personal information. See, when I got out the Marine Corps back in 2013, and I was learning about this how credit actually worked, especially after I got taken advantage of these debt collectors. I found out that the personal information section is crucial. If your name doesn't match verbatim to how it is on your social security card, then technically that is not your name. And I'm an individual that has a second last name, but I don't use it and I don't sign for it, right? But my social security or my documents has a second last name. So for credit restoration purposes, for the purposes of that, the way that my name was spelled in the past before was wrong. And as a matter of fact, some of it was spelled incorrectly wrong, or just wasn't even my name at all. And when I disputed against that, just to test things out on my own credit report, what happened was that I got a bunch of negative accounts be removed from my credit report, only because it was considered unverifiable, inaccurate, or incomplete. So something to go ahead and keep in mind. This is something that we do here, and it's one of the things that we do check because it is crucial to how it is reporting. We want to make sure that everything is verifiable, accurate, and complete. So thank you guys so much for those questions on there. So once again, guys, I would suggest you guys taking advantage of the free credit evaluation. Make sure to dial 1-888-424-0058. Option number 1. Again, that's 888-424-0058. Option number 1. And with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for the love and support. I look forward to helping each and every one of you guys. If I haven't answered your question for whatever reason, please make sure to click on the link in the description below, or call us right at this number so that we can go ahead and conduct that free credit evaluation here for you. With that being said, thank you guys so much for the support. Like, comment, subscribe, share with family and friends, and on to the next episode on Keeping It Real with Credit. Peace.